Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, whenever you decide to listen to us. This is the first Take a Pull podcast of 2025, coming to you from the Lawlors and Naas Day at Naas. Thoroughly looking forward to this one, Dec, assuming the weather doesn't can it, but with a bit of luck, it won't. So how was your New Year's? How was your Christmas? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I was grand. It was quiet enough. Leopardstown the 28th. You were there a few days, were you?
I got up the 26th, 27th, 28th. I was a bit unwell the 29th. So, and that's the day I probably should have been up there as well, which was a pity. But yeah, shout out to anyone in Devitts that hopefully paid for their night with old man Dingle. So, good performance. How was your punting over Christmas? Any luck, or was there anything you seen that kind of caught your eye for future?
My punting wasn't great, to be honest, but there's a lot of races and it's very competitive. So
It's too many.
I don't mind when you have a losing Christmas. It wouldn't really bother me, because you probably shouldn't be getting involved as much as you are. So I'm looking forward to starting the new year right now on Sunday.
Yeah, that's it. Fresh slate. So much racing over Christmas, and it's a lot of fun. But Jenny Mac, you could always do with the break, which is what we had here for the last couple of days. And we're straight into it. One of the better standalone kind of non-festival cards of the year, really, at Naas, featuring the Lawlors and Naas. With a bit of luck, it does just go ahead because, as we said, we are getting a bit of a cold snap, a lot of potential rain and snow on the way. But look, I trust the groundskeepers at Naas to do a good job. The place is always looking immaculate, so I say they'll give it every chance. We'll start off nice and quick, Dec, get this rolling. So the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Mares Beginners Chase is the first race on the card, just over 2.5 miles at 12:25. We've got 8 going to post, and it's really, really competitive. Fun, ridden by non-owners jockey Patrick Mullins. So JJ Slevin on the sidelines for this one.
But you said there's a genuine reason.
I think Patrick might have. I want to say he might have bred it. He definitely owned it, didn't he?
Oh.
I'm almost certain she won a bumper in Patrick's colours. And then
he bred her. Yeah, he bred her.
Yeah, he bred her. I'd say that's the reason he's on her. There's no other reason I could kind of think of. Goody Two Shoes in here as well. Iris Emery, Langtree Lady, you were mentioned just off air there, Dec. Mispronunciation, and then obviously one that you thought was an eye catcher in her chase debut, Carrier de Blaze, who debuted in a grade 2. Well, we don't have the jockey at the moment. I'd say it's likely going to be Paul Townend, whoever.
It is Paul, yeah, it's up.
It is Paul, is it? Yeah. Very good. Who do you like here?
Well, it is her. Look, I think it's very, very competitive, but she's the one I really, really like. And there's a couple of favourites of mine in here, like the likes of Langtree Lady. I was very sweet on heading to Cheltenham last year, but she does come from this vintage crop of now 5-year-olds. And I just heard her jumping was so good. She probably jumped the best in the race. Definitely Hoard only by night jumped the best in the race at Cork. She finished third. It was her chase debut. That was a very taken performance. Now, even if she couldn't lay a glove on only by night, it was her chase debut, and she was so quick through the air. I couldn't not fancy her now on Sunday, but it's a tough race. I think fun. I've seen a lot of people talk about her wanting to back her for races in March and things like that, but I think she's going to be quite vulnerable in this field. She's quite disappointing when she was up into decent company last spring, and she just wouldn't be for me at all. Iris Emery, she was 13 lengths behind Spindleberry on her chase debut, but she's only 3.75 of a length behind Crow Park. Like, Crow Park's come out a month twice then. That's good form. Langtree Lady, as I said, she's only run 4 times. She was 4th in the mares. It was a really, really good run behind Aussie Mount. She didn't stay when she stepped up to 3 miles in grade 1 company at Punchestown. There's nothing wrong with that. If she's probably going to make a nice chaser. She would be the biggest danger for me now here if she takes the fences. And Majestic Forces in here, only a half a length off Spindleberry at Cork. That's strong form again. Like, this is an absolute cracker for the Mares Beginners. But I'll take Carrier de Blaze, but Langtree Lady could be anything off her fence.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Have to be very pleased in chasing debut in a grade two, no less. Technically a drop in class here. She still gets her weight allowance for weight for age. So yeah, I'd say she's gonna be very hard to beat here. But you're all right. This is deep for a mares beginners, and
It's probably deeper than the grade two if you don't have, even if you don't have one like only by night in it. But
the grade two is very deep now. But I think you could get a lot of winners coming from. Well, you get a lot of winners coming from boat races. I think you get a few well handicapped mares in this race though, down the line, for sure. Like I could see like Goody Two Shoes and even Hanoi Jane. She's no real pushover herself. Be interested to see if she takes to a fence. I know she's only rated 97, but like she'll find her level over fences. I'd say she'll improve mildly for it. She won't be getting involved here. No chance about it. But like when she gets into handicap company. As you said there, Majestic Force only off Spindleberry. Go on, Dec.
Yeah, how many of these do you think could end up in the mares chase in March?
How many? Korea the Blaze, like I'd be fun's pony. Like I'd be wanting to see her jump. Like Goody Two Shoes, she would need probably to improve a good deal. Like she's a very talented flat filly, but like she's obviously not as good in the national hunt ranks. Langtree Lady, there's no doubt you could see her there. Majestic 100% Force,
she goes there. Yeah, like I can't see her going anywhere else. They're spending a lot of money on mares. The big Westerner now who won at Limerick over Christmas. She was quite impressive. They want Cheltenham mares, and it's an operation for them, like, isn't it? They're only buying mares and they're buying nice ones, and they'll want to breed more. Like she's, if you can get a price on her now, I'd back her, because I can see her turning up there, and she's handled the track. She's handled travelling over. She ran a fine race in the mares hurdle.
She wasn't disgraced at all.
No, she definitely won't. If you could get a nice fancy price now for the race.
Yeah,
rather than backing something at single figures.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Mispronunciation could be the one interesting for next time out. Beating 53 legs by Ballyburn on her first start over fences, and then staying on 34 legs behind Malsborough. So they found some hot beginners for her. Probably be a similar story here. But she's one that could just fall into a really nice mark on her handicap chase debut next time out. So maybe do keep an eye on her. The 12.55 then, Dec. I'll be going with Korea the Blaze. I think you will too, but Langtree Lady, if she takes to a fence, is a big danger and possibly one for the springtime, is it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, look, it's, if you're looking to have an anti-post bet, which a lot of people are, she's handled travelling over, and she's handled the track. Although it was the old course, I'd imagine she'll handle the new course.
Yeah.
Korea the Blaze was brought down in the Fred Winter. She's brought down by Owen's part here. It's not to say she won't handle it, but I think she can be a bit keen, whereas Langtree Lady might just go there and love it in March, and you might get a nice run for your money.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. On to the 12.55, the race and stay handicap chase over 2 miles. Probably the weakest race on the card, really. In my opinion anyway, but something does have to win it, and it's not an easy race to really call. A good few of these like out of form, a few that have won last time out, like Laser Wolf, I wouldn't be too keen on him backing it up, and the Dara Man, now a 10-year-old, I suppose would have a chance. The one I came down on was As Luck Would Have It for Henry de Bromhead. I just think this horse needs to be found fresh. Goes on the ground, has won fresh the last twice, and they're coming here fresh again. So I would say he's the one that kind of sticks out to me, but given his likely price and his current form lines of first, fourth, pulled up nowhere, I don't think his price is going to represent his chance. But it'd be the wrong way around. I'd be wanting a decent enough price on his chances, given that he is out of form. But I think he needs to be caught fresh. I think he's the one they have to beat. But who do you like here, Dec?
Yeah, look, you mentioned Laser Wolf, but I do think he could improve. He got £12 for that win the last day. Like, it's an awful lot. You had Silver King, he was 12 lengths behind him. He is a 9-year-old. But he won over hurdles off 109 last January. he's in here off 107. I think he's a great chance for reversing that form. And I have fancy Silver King. There's two of them I like. The other one is the other Mozzie. He was third off 122 over hurdles. He won a beginners with Will Do, and anyway in behind the 6-year-old. Like he's going to be the progressive one here. He's probably the one to have on side in this race. But I do like Silver King, and Oliver McKiernan's local track likes to have winners here. It'd be between the two of them for me.
All right, I'll be on as luck would have it, and then between Silver King and Laser Wolf. But you're sounding more confident on Silver King, are you? Oh, sorry. It's between Silver King and the other Mozzie for you. You're sounding a bit more keen on Silver King though, or are you going to hedge your bets?
I don't know. I'll decide on the morning. But I can just look. I should be with the 6-year-old, shouldn't I? Who's
probably should.
But Oliver McKiernan is so good at this and getting them right and to win when they're a bit older or when they have been exposed. And he's 2 pounds below his winning hurdle mark from last year now. He's 0 from 5 over fences, but like he can get them right. I'm very undecided at the moment, but I feel whichever way I go, I'll be wrong.
Yeah, well, look, it can only be be the way it is. But no, I think you're on the right enough track there with the 6-year-old. But we'll see. I did have a look at the McKiernan horse. I think he does have a lot to find with Laser Wolf. Even though Laser Wolf did get the absolute spanked for £12. That the £12 put me off him, but I think this is this is obviously a different test. Moving on then, Dec, to the Grade 2, the Racing Post Novice Chase, a race a lot of people have been looking forward to a lot since the removal of the Grade 1 at Leopardstown over this trip. And I suppose it hasn't really disappointed in the terms of who it's kind of thrown up. Obviously, we have Firefox, who ran in the Lawlors here last year. They brought him back to 2 miles finally. Looks like that's what he's more comfortable over. Il Atlantique, who I was really impressed with on his chase debut at Navan. In the pocket, who won very easily at Wexford on his second start over fences and his first of the season. Kilbarry Saint, a really talented mare actually, who was third to Nara and then was only beaten 12 lengths by Night in that Grade 2 that we mentioned at the top of the show. A lot of that mare's beginner's form, or a lot of that mare's beginner horses and those mares in that. Sorry, a lot of mares in that opening race lending itself to that form. Kilbarry Saint, 50-1. I've probably seen worse 50-1 shots out there. And then Walking Time rate 90. She hasn't a prayer, unfortunately. But anyway, Dec, a strong quartet, and then +1 with Walking Time. But who do you like here?
Yeah, look, I think maybe Firefox and Il Atlantique are the ones we wait in the pocket. He was a Grade 1 winning Novice Hurdle in 23, second on chasing debut. Do you like that form or do you not like that form anymore?
Navan, well, that wasn't Spallan's Tower really. That was beaten 30 odd lengths, was it? At Navan. So Facile Vega kind of just whatever happened to him, and a bit of a sad story. It's just hard to know really. Like, he was very impressive beating Faring Glory. And like, if I were a rich man, went on, I think, and won on his next start at Punchestown. So that's relatively decent form. He is 11-10. I'd go definitely. This is definitely a bigger test. Il Atlantique is like, he still needs to prove that he's not at his best when fresh. He needs to prove that he can back this up. I think he'll be able to, but he still needs to prove that. And Firefox, a lot of people now starting to say he hates a battle, which I can kind of see, but he needs to go from the front over 2 miles. I don't think he has that change of gear. I think he just is a bit of a grinder over 2 miles. But I swear to God, though, Kilbarry Saint is no pushover. I could see her running a mighty race. Don't think she's going to get involved here now. She's 50-1, but she ran a big race behind Mirazor West at Ferry House when she was only rated like 95. I think it was 80-1 in that Grade 2. So I could see her going well for a long way. I don't think she'd be getting into the places now. I kind of want to stick with Il Atlantique, but I'm not convinced I'm going to have a bet in this race, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm the same, but I would be taken on in the pocket is where I was going with that, and
there's
like he
enough.
did,
There's enough to be. Yeah, you have two decent
yeah,
yardsticks in there, right, running for you.
yeah. He did beat Far and Glory easy, and I was a massive fan of his at one stage, but not anymore. And he has poor, so I just think he has his issues, and he's probably not going to be top class. Firefox up the Drinmore form again. Hartwood ran a big race for a long way in the Savills. It's between them. Mid-Atlantic was like visually very impressive, I thought, and having I'm not rushing to have a bet, maybe siding with Firefox on experience.
Fair enough. I was nearly tempted to back Atlantic for the Arkle, and I haven't been tempted to back any of the others for the Arkle, so I suppose I kind of have to go with Atlantic based on that. But it's not a race I'll be looking to have a bet in. I'd obviously be very respectful to In the Pocket and much talent he has. Firefox and Atlantic do have questions to answer. But just keep an eye on the run at Kilbarry Saint, because I think there is going to be races in her this season, be it a handicap or maybe a mares only race. But I don't think she's going to be talented enough to get involved here. But she's a very good mare in her own right. Definitely one to keep on the right side of, and maybe stick in your tracker, see how she runs here. Right, onto the main event deck. The Lawlors and Ace, Grade 1, 2.5 miles at 155. We've gotten a pretty decent field of 8, really. Butch Cassidy, Yasmin DeVoe, Plantier, Shuffle the Deck, Spashiba, Super Sunday, The Yellow Clay, and Wingman. Really, really strong race. Obviously, Jasmine DeVoe jumped like a snooker table, but has won a maiden that is working out left, right, and centre. So he sets the standard really at 6-4. And obviously the champion bumper winner from last year. Wingman, plenty of experience. Not Wingman, the Yellow Clay now, plenty of experience, 3 from 3 over hurdles. Looks like a stayer, but maybe the trip might catch him out here at Grade 1 level. But who do you like here, Dec?
Yeah, look, I know the Jasmine DeVoe form is working out really, really well, but in Grade 1s you should have to jump, and that could catch him out here up in class, and I'd be keen to let him set the market and take him on. I'm probably going the same place as you. It's Butch Cassidy. You've mentioned Jasmine DeVoe's form working out well, but Shuffle the Deck is in here, was behind Butch Cassidy, followed up, won at Naas, showed a good attitude, looked like a good horse that day. Eastern Legend has been placed in a Grade 1. Severin Zarek, where Carol put his word that he was coughing and sneezing in the parade ring before I
backed him. Or after I backed him, sorry. After I backed him. Sitting there waiting for the tapes going up, knowing your money's gone.
Yeah, and look, I suppose the fact he ran like a sick horse, I suppose, that day.
Yeah, he was beaten from the first or second hurdle, wasn't he? There was excuses for him there.
Yeah. So, look, I think the form, you could argue the form is just as strong coming from the Butch Cassidy race, and that's where I'm going to be, because I think Jasmine DeVoe could be found out jumping here, and he's obviously got a big engine to do what he done at Navan, but jumping's the name of the game. So Butch Cassidy for me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm a big fan of this horse, and he is one of the few horses I have backed for Cheltenham. I've backed him for the middle distance race, the Bering Bingham, or whatever they've called it now these days. I was very, very impressed with what he managed to do at Punchestown. He obviously won a bumper at Ballinrobe for Philip Fenton. Showed a real kind of honest, gritty attitude, and he showed very similar, beating Samanzarak, who obviously, as we said, had his excuses next time out. As you mentioned, Deck, Shuffle the Deck has gone and won. It's the same price as I'm here, 5-1 to win this race. And then Eastern Legend placed in the Grade 1. There's a few, even from that maiden, like On Bon Pardon, High, like they'll be winning handicaps. There's no two ways about it. Even the horse that fell along the way, he made a nice introduction behind Magic Boom at Navan on his next completed start. I'd say it was a very strong maiden, and yeah, I think he's a real. He can be a real strong traveller. I don't think anything's going to come into the race better than him. The only thing that could obviously worry you is the experience. You wouldn't be surprised if maybe he was to get beaten in a battle, given his lack of experience. But like, he's a gorgeous horse, and I'm really excited to see him. And I think he's been a little bit underestimated by by the public because I haven't seen much about him. Maybe it's because he only won by half a length, but if you're beating good horses by half a length and the form is getting boosted left, right, and centre and behind, there's lots to like, really. I think it'd be interesting to see how much Shuffle the Deck comes on for his first debut hurdles run. Obviously Butch Cassidy won a bumper, Shuffle the Deck won a point to point. Both of them are having their first hurdle starts. Shuffle the Deck has came along nicely enough. He's beaten Eastern Legend by 3 1/4 lengths. I think there was a lot further between them though. I think there was 12 or 15 lengths between them at Punchestown on their first meeting. Butch Cassidy had 20 lengths, I think, or 22 lengths maybe to Eastern Legend on their Punchestown run. So I don't know if Eastern Legend improved or Shuffle the Deck may have just, I don't know, maybe green when he hit the front. It's hard to know, but I'd be seriously fancying Butch Cassidy to be, right on the premises here. I think he's a right one personally, and I'm going to go in with a degree of confidence and backing him for the Lawlors. It's probably the nap of the tap, is it? It
probably will be.
Yeah.
Unless we find something in the handicap hurdle.
Yeah, well, you never know. On to the half 2 anyway, which is the maiden hurdle, and there's one that I'm very excited to see going around the ring, which is Banter at the Bar, the top one for Mouse Morris. Mark Walsh taking the ride. Point to point form's worked out really, really strongly, and I don't know if the likely favourite, who is what's going to be Joystick, isn't it? Really, wouldn't be losing a lot of sleep over him, I don't think. Ikara de Brel, good to see him back at Cork the last day. He could come on for his first run, but I don't think he's going to be good enough to be getting involved here. Dec, who do you like here? Would you take a chance on Banter at the Bar, or would you be looking elsewhere?
No, look, there's 4 I quite like here, and he is one of the 4, but you'd want to be waiting to see who's off, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you want to see who's lining up toward prominently anyway. Yeah. Obviously, honesty policy in there for Gordon.
Yeah, I just got Banter at the Bar. Like every horse that finished in the point to point that he won has won a race since, but the second has won a point to point, and the rest of them have won on the track. Big Mike was second to Arctic Glen in the point to point, and even the horse that was beating 80 lengths into third has won on the track since. Coral River, he placed in 3 bumpers behind nice enough horses. He's probably the one I wouldn't be rushing to back in this race, but definitely one to watch going forward, and be waiting to see what kind of handicap mark he picks up. And then honesty policy, as you said, second in the point to point. The third Soldier in Mayo was going to win at Musselburgh today in the bumper, but that's been canned. Yeah, look, it's a hard one to form a strong opinion on now. 48 hours out, you'd be kind of waiting for the market to guide you, and then see who's circling towards the front, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you want to see how the market's going to go in the morning time. I'm going to take a chance on Banter at the Bar, though. Like, I think his form is very strong. Mouse Morris is having a really strong season as well. He's really doing a hell of a lot better than he was last year. And as you said, Cobbler's Boy, only for our man, has won a bumper. High Court Cave has won a point and a bumper, and I think even the 5th place horse, Court of Vendôme, he was 3rd in the listed bumper at Cheltenham on New Year's Day. So it's strong enough form. So I will be, I'll be taking a chance on him. Actually, even though I'm sure it was New Year's Day, it could have been the December bumper. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, he was 3rd in the listed bumper. Long story short. So it'll be Banter at the Bar for me, and then Dec be waiting to see which ones are circling around prominently.
Yeah, but if Banter at the Bar was circling at the front, there probably would be him. I'd probably follow you in, but look, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the race and keeping an eye on those 4 I mentioned. Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think we're going to have the same opinion on the Adair Manor, the 305, because I'm going for an old timer here. But Dec, this is your bread and butter here. So Giant Haystacks making a quick reappearance after winning at Leopardstown during the festival period for Ross O'Sullivan. Heads to weights, would probably have a favourites chance of staying in this grade. But who do you like here? Yeah, look, he got £8 for the win at Leopardstown, and he is turned out quickly. Connorstone Walsh takes the ride. I do think he should go close enough, but there is 2 I like. And one of them I've mentioned a few times now, and I think possibly Sunday is the day to catch him because he's back up and trip. It's on his lad. His last 2 hurdle runs were over 2 miles, and I think his debut in a maiden was 2.5, and then he ran over 3. He definitely doesn't want 2, looking at his last 2 runs. So I think Sunday, or I'm hoping Sunday, is going to be the day to catch him when he's back up to 2.5 miles. And then Miss Leah, she was dropped £1 for her handicap run. She'd won a maiden before that. She's only turned 5. I think she could be nice enough. And there's definitely more races in her. Be between Anya's lad and Miss Leah for me.
Very good. I'm going to take a chance on one that's going to be bar to 1. It's actually Farmix, who is now a 10-year-old, hasn't been seen about
you just
3
can't
times.
You just can't let it go, can you?
Can't let it go, yeah. He's been seen about 3 times twice since he won over fences in 2021, beating Dinny Lacey that was Valentine's Day 2021. Pulled up then behind Cato's Revenge and was beaten 88 lengths on his return to action in November 2024. But this is his first opportunity that he's been able to back up his run since 2021. And he rocks up here off 109 when he's a 140 rated chaser. I'd say he just desperately needed that run of punches down. He ran prominently, he then got tired. Tongue tie goes on, as I said. It's a speculative bet. I'd be expecting 50 or 66 to 1 or so. But like Liz Doyle's horses ran really well without winning over Christmas. A few kind of eye catchers. I think Cappuccino ran really well, beat 6 or 7 lengths in a 2 mile handicap hurdle. And her horse in the Pretense qualifier actually ran a really nice race as well. Will Wild led them to the last and just didn't quite get home, and that was a 50 to 1 shot. I thought that was quite an eye-catching run and maybe one that could win when dropping in trip next time out. Kate Boyd didn't run too badly either down in Limerick, so I think her horses are running okay. This horse has obviously had serious issues since he won in 2021. So, but it's his first opportunity to back up a run, and I'd be expecting a telephone number price, but he could go okay. So yeah, Farmix for me. And who was it there for you, Dec?
It was I was
Anya's lad
and Miss Leah.
And Miss Leah, very good. Oh yeah, the Rothwell horse. Right, on to the bumper. The 50 stars at Sunny Hill Stud flat race for 4-year-olds. First 4-year-old bumper of this season, as is tradition for Naas. Right, Dec, we're 10 unraced 4-year-olds. Take it away. Give us the winner. Well, actually, there's actually one that's raced through the storm. Actually, has a run. Must have run in England.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, look, there's 2 that caught me eye. You've mentioned Liz Doyle there, with Shea Fred, Boy Sadex. He's closely related to Levant Dantan. He was a 4-year-old bumper horse, really nice horse. I was mad about this horse. Unfortunately, he fell at the last in the Irish Gold Cup, I think, or maybe it was the Fort Laney, the novice chase at Leopardstown, and he was killed. But look, Liz Doyle has won this race before. She's won it with nice horses. And you've mentioned that the stable's in good form. So I reckon he could be a nice one. And then Test the Market by Cracksman, Elva Camelot Mare. Gordon Elliott, Harry Swan takes the ride. We don't know an awful lot about them, do we? But I'll take those 2 now and hoping they're potentially nice horses.
Was Samui the winner Gordon had for this race a few years ago, was it?
Yeah.
And I remember the Devil's Coachman won this for Noel Meade, and Liz Doyle won. Liz Doyle actually, I think Cappuccino was well back to win this race a few years ago as well. So yeah, Liz does target it.
Well, look, Espinito Bellows won it.
Has he?
I think she's won it with nice horse going back before that. Is
right.
No, I can't find any more previous winners.
No, Shez Fred, that will do me. Relate to Levant Dantan, and yeah, Liz is does okay in this bumper. So yeah, no, that'll do me. I'll happily follow you in there. So best bets, well, it's without a doubt with Butch Cassidy for me, and probably right up there for you as well, Dec. Anything else on the card that you want to share, or even anything for Cork on Saturday? Don't know if you had a look or anything.
Yeah, I had a quick look, and I would chance a Philip Rothwell double. Let me see if we can find him here. Dion's Diamond 12-15, and then Prill Salter in the handicap chase. I think he's making his he might be making his chase debut, but looks well handicapped. If you can jump a fence, Philip often runs them in a handicap on their chase debut.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the two of them, Dion's Diamond and Prince Salter.
Lovely. All right, very good. Right, well, that brings us to an end of Tap 83, Lawlor's Day at Naas. I need to actually change the spelling of that one. Lawlor's Day, Rom Naas. No, I need to change that. Right, Lawlor's Day at Naas to an end. Just keep like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for all the comments and views and messages over the Christmas period. It was very nice. And a lot of people that came up and said hello to us, the leopards, said a lot, very much appreciated. So thank you very much for that. Keep following us and keep engaging, and we'll keep doing our thing. But until next time, guys, Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.